You're listening to the Rocket Radio Show.
Some folks call me Joey, but most call me Shags. Fuck skinny jeans, it's 42s in my shopping bags. And my waist ain't nothing but a 32, which leaves plenty of room for my 22s. Plus rockin' plain 3X tall tees, and that's weighing in, soaking wet a $170. Not to mention the rock stuffed in my shoe soles, but not for skipping, for flipping to them fiendin' hoes. Fuck the Adams, my family be juggalos, and if it was a movie, the thing would be my role, cause my hands be doing things my brains can't control, like choking our necks and banging random netting hoes. My psychopathic homies, we like stealth bombers, doing damage across the countries undetected by your radars. The one buck one, boom, hit you with a nuke, get the underground rowdy, make the surface dwellers puke. Suits on the outside, but mad tatted skin, or nothing but joker cars. Bitch, that's our kin, infiltrate from the outside, working ways in. Happy smiley faces, opposite of terrorism. They gave us 1,000 ways to die, we chose one. We got 1,000 ways to get funds. See it our way, or you best to fucking run. Bet 1,000 FBI agents got juggalo sons, about to follow in their footsteps and be cops. So we taking over like it or not. 2 full-on generations, working on 3. Indestructible trunk on this ever-growing family tree. Barely making loot, I'm the shit you hear and see. Still breaking new grounds, and we 20 years deep, yet we still getting younger. Ain't that something? The clowns ripped up by Benjamin Button.
That if you're starting to feel hopeless, if you feel like there's, nowhere to turn, you can always come to my channel. Sometimes it might be a little depressing, but it's honest. And if you're one of those people out there that didn't have affectionate parents, if you're one of those people that, lost somebody that you cared about, I don't know if you've lost your wife or your parents or maybe your mother. Maybe one of your children died before you. That's such a shame to die before your parents. It's so hard on people. If you could, just use your imaginations. Hopefully you're listening with headphones. And if you are, and you're listening closely, come closer to me. Come over here. Let me put my arms around you. Lay your head right there. That feels good. Gosh, that feels good. Let me hold you. Ugh. You're so special. You know that? At some point, you were a little tiny kid, man. Gosh, so full of life, so sweet. You weren't abused or neglected. You had not all the bumps and the scrapes of life. If I was your great-granddad and you could just sit here on my knee and I could put my arm around you and you could just feel the warmth of my grandpa love. Not parent love, grandpa love. Come on over here, you little rough rider. Give your grandpa a hug and a kiss. You know what? I'm so proud of you. Heck, I'm prouder of you than I am of your parents. Look how special you are. Look at the smile on your face. Look at the joy that you can see in small children. Just to let you know, my channel's here for you. You come on down anytime you need me. I'm here. I make a video almost every day. If you haven't heard them all, go back and listen to some of the classics. And otherwise, you guys have a good night. Go get some rest. Got a big day tomorrow. Take care of yourself, Eat some good food. Get a little exercise. Move around a little bit. Talk to your friends. Call your parents, Why don't you sit down and write some letters? Old snail mail. A nice personal letter. And guys, if you got a girlfriend, go buy her a card, just out of the blue, one of those kind of blank ones, and write something in there. And if you're a woman, go in there and tell your husband how much you respect him. Just go in there and tell him, man, I just respect the heck out of you. Thank you so much for being my husband. And if you're a daughter out there and your dad died, or maybe, something happened and you didn't get what you needed from your dad, as a dad, once again, I say, come over here and let me get my arms around you and give you a big hug and kiss. I love you so much. You've added so much to my life. You've made my life so rich and full. All the wonderful memories of you laughing, of us joking around. I miss you so much. If you're gone, I miss you so much. You're so special to me. You know that? How can I tell you? If I didn't get a chance to tell you, if we were in an argument, if that was the last thing I said to you, I'm sorry, baby. You're special to me. So special. I don't know you, or if I did, I'd come up with some kind of pet name for you, and put my arms around you and hold you and just let you know that it's going to be okay. I'm here. You can count on me. I'm not going to bend. I'm not going to break. I'm a soldier. I'm here for you guys. God bless the United States. You're listening to the Rocket Radio Show.
And if you really want to scare the living shit out of your audience, try bringing the levels down and then
Under the influence of psilocybin in the Amazon, I noticed what I am completely convinced is an atrophied human ability. It's a very simple ability, but we have lost it. It's the ability to know how to walk from point A to point B, not following the shortest distance, but following automatically the path of least resistance, so that you don't go down into valleys and then climb hills. You automatically stay on ridges, even though you take more circuitous paths to your goal. And I could feel this sense working. It was just like a part of the dashboard that had previously been covered up was uncovered. Here was a human sense, which we don't particularly need because we've erected linear cities where the path of least resistance usually is a straight line. But you can imagine people in rugged country, this is a sense which would confer great survival adaptability and be tremendously important. So I think that what we need to do is tease these human abilities out of the psychedelic experience, that really the psychedelic experience is like an intimation of immortality. And at varying distances in time from the point you occupy, it shows you ever more vague intimations of the future, but they are there nevertheless. Language is probably somehow related to the endogenous hallucinogens in the human brain. The evolution of culture is probably related to these things. It's been suggested that DMT in the brain is mediating what we experience as attention, that when you look and look hard, something is happening in the brain having to do with DMT, that it mediates awareness in a very moment-to-moment way. The future evolution of mankind is going to be based on these states. But the last point I want to make is one about how evolution occurs. It isn't that a mutation happens and it confers greater adaptability upon an individual, and therefore that individual and his offspring numerically gain over competitor individuals of the same species. This is not how it works. The way it works is you have constant mutating of a gene pool from the influx of cosmic radiation and other factors. There is always a low level of mutagens, of mutants in a population. But they are of no consequence as long as the selected parameters remain the same. But when the selected parameters change suddenly, these individuals who were previously masked in the general population, the selective advantage that they have now comes immediately to the fore, and they act very quickly and critically to send the evolution of a given species off in a different direction. This is why the fossil record progresses in fits and starts, because sudden shifts of environment cause the apparent emergence of new types. It isn't that they cause it, it's that the new types were always there, but not with any advantage. It's that the new situation has conferred a sudden advantage on them, and they are moving then into positions of dominance in the population or in society, if we're talking about human beings. I think that the psychedelic experience is like that at the present level. It has conferred, there is a population of different people in the general population. And as conditions change, these people will be seen to have adaptive advantages without being metaphysical about it. An obvious adaptive advantage is what I call the deconditioning effect. That we live in a jungle of propaganda. You know, buy this, believe this, wear this. If you have a symbiotic relationship with a deconditioning agent, you're much more likely to thread your way through that with your soul and your bank account intact. So this is one way of thinking of it. That what the psychedelics really do, I think, is release us from cultural machinery and put you right up against the human essence and say you no longer have to pretend that you're Scotch-Irish or Utoto or Jewish. You can actually explore the human modality independent of the inertia of these exterior labels. And so it places responsibility, it raises questions of validity, existential honesty with oneself, and I think it promotes the moral life, which I don't think happens if you buy deeply into myths of the tribe, if you're a devoted practitioner of Marxism, fascism, capitalism. I don't think these things will lead you to the moral life, because they are not, they don't arise out of experience. Experience is everything. These are drugs of experience.
Please be advised, the Rocket Radio Show may cause sudden bursts of excitement.
I cannot believe that fucking Tiffany thought her tits were bigger than mine. I mean, dude, these are done by the best fucking doctors.
Shut up. Can't you ever talk about something else besides your fake tits?
Shit! Oh my god, get it!
What the hell was that?
Fuck if I know. Let's get the fuck out of here, Amy.
We have to look. What if we hurt
I don't
someone?
give a fuck, Amy. Let's get out of here now.
Stacy, I cannot live with myself if we don't at least check.
Fine, fucking whatever.
Hello? Is anyone there? Hello?
Amy, this is so fucking stupid. You probably just hit some animal that crawled off and forced to die. Start the fucking car! Start the fucking car! Start the fucking car! The fucking car! Start the fucking car now!
Starting! Oh my god, I need to call Brad, Tiffany, and call right now. Brad, it's Amy. And we just hit something on Highway 6 and now our car won't start. Rich, you'll come back and get us? It's near a hotel. A blinking neon light of a running man. Please come back and get us. Fuck! Hate this phone.
Well, are Brad, Tiffany, and Carl coming back?
They better. Meantime, let's just stay here, okay?
Hello, lovable lovelies. I'm a localer here in town, and I noticed you're having some car trouble. I was wondering if I might be of some service.
Look, our friends are coming, thanks.
That's purely speculation. Even so. For you, miss.
Thanks.
And for you, tulipies.
Wow, thanks. How did you know tulipies were my favorite?
Doesn't matter. But listen, I happen to be the proprietor of a local bed and breakfast right down the street a little ways. If you guys would like to wait while your friends are coming, we could offer up some tea or some coffee or some milk or something. Lemonade, perhaps.
You know, that does sound lovely, but actually our friends are already on their way.
You can never be too safe these days.
Oh, what the heck? It's better than sitting in a beat-up old car. Will you just give me 1 second?
Sure.
Amy? What the fuck are you thinking? Huh? Just because he gave us some goddamn flowers, you're just gonna go off with him in the middle of the night?
He has a trustworthy face.
Did you look at the fuck? He's a goddamn painted clown, Amy.
Okay, you know what? I don't think we have much of a choice here. Brad, Carl, and Tiffany are not going to be here for another 2 hours.
I'm not going anywhere with that fucking clown.
Fine. Then you just stay here. And when Brad, Carl, and Tiffany come, we'll come back and get you.
You better be right.
It's so indicative of those two to completely complicate my carefully laid out itinerary.
Oh, shut up. Why do you always have to be such a bitch, Carl? They may be fucking stupid, but you can't fucking blame them for hitting something in the fucking road.
You don't need to worry about your itinerary. Because we got plenty of green butter.
Bradley, do you know what Coach Panther would do to you if he found out you were smoking marijuana cigarettes?
Man, fuck Coach Panther. Just do the driving, my friend.
Been in the family for years, and I'll have you know, ladies, test it for 25 miles around in any direction. There isn't another establishment just like this. In fact, there isn't even another establishment. We are in the middle of what you'd say nothingness. However, if you do head 15 miles to the north, you'll find a small wooden shed, which is used for growth of marijuana purposes that has nothing to do with us. Here we are. Welcome, ladies. Welcome to the ICP Bed and Breakfast. Come on inside. I've got someone I'd like you to meet.
Let me guess, it's like Freddie, Jason, or Norman.
Shh, be nice.
Right this way, ladies. You guys, please, feel free. Make yourselves at home. I'm sure your friends will be here to pick you up shortly. We have a wonderful staff here to cater to your every need. I especially want you to meet my brother Shaggy. Hey, Shaggy! 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 What the fuck is this? What the hell did you do this for? I was gonna try to fuck this bitch tonight. We've only been here 2 minutes. Mom's gonna kill us. Give me the ball. You ain't getting no ball. Get these balls, faggot. Faggot. Here, take the ball. But clean the shit up. We're expecting company tonight. Let's go, bitch. I'll take you to the
Friends don't come easily, and this I know. And every time I make one, they always say they gotta go. I wanna talk with people and look them in the face. I wanna take them home and they can stay at my place. All the talking I can do, I would never lie to you. We take a quick ride and homicide, then I can find you and I can love you. And technically, even though you're dead, you'll always be around me cause I'm keeping your head. I keep heads on shelves everywhere in my cellar. I even own the melon of a dead fortune teller. The rotted ones I keep them up in fat pickle jars. And the new ones we lay on the lawn and look at stars. It's illegal, I know, but so is smoking weed. And who the fuck give a fuck when you have a need? I collect human heads fresh up off the neck. Face, lips, hair, nose, ears, give me that. Faces, people know more than names. The hair is there and all the brains. Your head would mean so much to me. Your head would mean so much to me. I won't diss you. You wanna wear a hat, what? How you want your eyelids open or shut? Your head would mean so much to me. Your head would mean so much to me.
Those two always fuck things up. I can't believe we had to come back to get them.
Tiffany,
what?
Could you please stop stating the obvious? The faster we get in there and get the girls, we'll all be drinking martinis by midnight.
Shut up, Richard Simmons.
He's fat. I'm not fat.
I'm hungry. Let's go see if they got some free food inside. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Is there anyone on the premises?
Let's just fucking find them and get to Daytona because this place creeps me out.
Alright. We'll split up. Tiffany, you check downstairs. Carl, you take the upstairs. And me, I check out the kitchen.
Sometimes I put them in my bowling bag and bring them to work, play with their hair under my desk with my bare foot. They're like stuffed animals all over the bed. Human heads, Pam, Jennifer, Hubert, and Ted. I even put one in the shower, water comes out the mouth. I keep the viewer on the yard when I feel like going on. I blow air in the mouth, piece of duct tape it shut. Bring him in the pool, and the heads will float up. I'm not a sicko, yo, though I've had girlfriends. I even put their makeup on and take them for a spin. I ain't a murderer like that, not really. Only every Halloween a house do look kinda silly. You know the homeless people that be bothering you for change. Almost all of my collection from them is where they came. I'm not insane about it, it's just the world is too crowded. And maybe I'ma do something a motherfucking about it.
Hello? Hello? Is there anybody on the premises? Son of a motherfucking bitch. Oh shit!
I should slap the fucking dirt off your head. Huh? How many times did Ma tell you she wants this shit properly organized so nobody gets hurt? Ball. You want the ball? You like the ball? Get a ball.
This is a Rocket Radio Show broadcast. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by the freedom provided by semi-automatic rifles and extended magazines. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rocket Radio Show. Starring your host, Rocket.
Well, the reason I'm playing Mission Impossible music, because it's going to be a mission impossible to save our republic. There is so much stuff going on that we're not aware of. Now I'm finding out some very weird and bizarre information about the Benghazi incident. Apparently, there was a coup d'etat attempt, and it was very quiet how they got rid of Ham and a bunch of admirals and generals and shit. He basically just cleared house, kind of like Roosevelt back in the day. These guys were planning on a coup d'etat. Now, I'm being told from sources, primarily Russian sources, that they planned on assassinating Mitt Romney somehow and replacing him with Petraeus. Sound weird? But apparently Petraeus was about to release some kind of email information that provided a lot of embarrassing details about the Benghazi timeline right before he was framed up by Lieutenant Colonel Broadwell, part of the CIA spook honeypot deal. They got him. Apparently the FBI was busy looking at everyone's emails. There's a power struggle going on. Apparently, to Obama's credit, it sounds like he's trying to tone down the military-industrial complex. Of course, it's not for humanitarian or political reasons. It's just to further weaken and destroy the United States. Now he's going to start working on destroying the military. So what he's going to do is purge out all the dudes on the top that aren't yes men. And you know, I always heard that Petraeus was nothing but a chicken shit ass kisser. That's how he got to the top. That's the problem with an all-volunteer army. Everybody's worried about their promotion. Seems kind of weird that Petraeus would fall on a sword and admit to a public, an affair just to get out of the limelight. That seems weird. Now, there's also rumors that Petraeus' vehicle was stopped in Washington, D.C., and there was a shootout of some kind. I'd like my little trolls to get him started and try to find out about that. Apparently, Washington, D.C. police reported it as a robbery attempt. And Petraeus was basically taken into custody. This is getting really weird. And now, of course, Hillary Clinton, the evil witch herself, has faded into the background with her brain damage. It's very bizarre. We had a huge power struggle going on. Talk about the most non-transparent government bureaucracy crap that you've ever seen in your lifetime. This president and this executive branch is just completely stonewalling the American people, lying to them. You guys have no idea what this guy's doing. You guys have no idea what the Bush, Hillary Clinton cabal is capable of. They're just trying to cling to power. That's all it is. And propping up the Muslim Brotherhood, there's so many fingers going off in so many directions. Can you imagine allowing somebody like Nancy Pelosi to have any input whatsoever into the governing of our lives? Who the fuck keeps electing that fraud? Who keeps electing Dianne Feinstein? A bunch of gay people in San Francisco or what? I don't get it. She's got a gun in her purse. But that's cool. It's cool. Destroy our country. That's cool. As long as Agenda 21 gets that set out well. As long as all of the businessmen and all the big white shoe boys come out on top of the New World Order. Wrong, dude. Don't you know from history that when those type of shit happens, all you guys get wiped out right away by people that are more Marxist than you are? dummies. You're tools. You're worse than tools. Dianne Feinstein, you're a traitor to the United States. You should be charged for treason. It's the Constitution, dummy. Now I want to tell you about a little news story I saw today. Apparently, some man started banging on a woman's door during the day. She was home with two little 9-year-old girls. She got scared and didn't answer the door. The guy kept ringing the doorbell over and over and over. She looked out, and guess what? It was a big, tall, black guy. Could have been Obama's son. But anyway, she got scared and went in the closet. Now, she called her husband, and he called 911. They were only 20 minutes away, no problem. But the guy broke in the house, made his way rummaging through all their stuff. When he finally opened the closet, she was there, and he had a 38 in his face and got shot in the face and neck 6 fucking times. Man, and then she fled with her kids. You're not going to hear about that on the news. You're not going to hear about how people protect themselves. Now, all I can say is, it would have been better if she'd had an extended magazine, because that son of a bitch survived. He went and got in his car, got in a car wreck, went up to somebody's front driveway and said, "Please help me, I'm dying." So now we're going to have to pay for his top-notch medical care. Now we're going to have to pay $70,000 a year to keep him incarcerated. It'd have been better off to give that son of a bitch 50 grand just to stay out of trouble. But the real news is, it's too bad she used a revolver, because she'd have had an H&K 9 with an extended magazine. She could have pumped maybe 50 or 20 into that guy. Maybe a shotgun would have been better. Then we wouldn't be having a trial and wasting a bunch of time on some guy who allegedly broke in the house, who was shot in the face 5 times. But you're not going to hear that. No, what the libtards want you to do is for her to be raped. What they want you to do is have a bunch of plastic bags put over those little girls' heads while he slaughters them. That's cool for 8 hours and then burns their bodies. Then the police can just mop everything up. But we're safe from some crazy asshole shooting up the school. Do you know how many medical mistakes are made in hospitals? If you added up all the fatalities from the mistakes that doctors and hospital staff make, it would be like an airliner crashing every week. Why don't we focus on that? Why do we gotta focus on something that has to do with one of our fundamental rights? That's because it's an insidious little plot to get rid of our country. No, it's cool. Frickin' libtards, socialists, communists, Marxists, neo-colonialist bastards. You gotta call them the way I see it. Now, I've had a recent telephone conversation with another popular talk show host, and I've explained to him, I'm getting discouraged. You guys heard me say this before. I just aren't getting the views that I want, the clicks. I don't even want clicks. I don't give a shit if people click on my channel. I want them to hear my message. Don't worry, I've got another show already planned. I've got another channel I just started, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make an announcement. Now, Rocket Radio has their own Facebook page to make it easier for the CIA to gather intelligence about my viewers. So I hope you guys go onto Facebook and like all my stuff. Not sure what that's all about. Just like it. Let's just be friends, okay? We can be like 14-year-old girls and just walk around texting non-stop no matter where we are. Instead of helping Mama in the grocery store to buy groceries to learn how to take care of her family, what she's worried about is how she's going to get her birth control. How her and her friend are going to drug her parents so they can stay up late at night on the internet flashing their tits to a bunch of full-grown men that later on will be called perverts. No, it's cool. Keep your head down. Keep texting. Maybe your friend is sending you something that's really super important instead of learning how to figure out how to pick a goddamn cantaloupe that's right. No, that's cool. What kind of children are we raising? No, that's cool. Just have a kid and bail. Yep, and then later on, he can grow up to have Asperger's syndrome, steal his mother's weapons to go shoot up some kids. And then we can just throw the whole Constitution out the window because of some crazy piece of shit teenager. Nice. So yeah, I have the best show on YT, and I know it. Next goddamn thing for me, I want a terrestrial radio station.
I want my voice going out as radioactive waves pulsating through the atmosphere. I want those goddamn Chinese guys out in the field with their rice paddies tuning in on their iPhone 3. I want my show broadcasted in the waiting room of the White House. That ought to go over well. I hope that there's a whole faction of the Muslim Brotherhood that, despite their political leanings, are addicted to my show. You want bras? You got them. You want controversy? You got them. You want in-your-face truth? You got it. And hey, I might not be right. I could be factually incorrect, but nobody's pulling my strings. Nike has not offered me a contract. I'll tell you exactly what I think, and I'll tell you exactly what's going down. You want the facts? You want entertainment? You come to the Rocket Radio Show.
Keeping our military strong means keeping our military family strong. Michelle and Vice President, Joe Biden's wife, Dr. Joe Biden.
Just about everybody like a comedian with just a little touch of polio. This house is a fucking prison on planet bullshit. In the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks.
Get that ice cream.
You got knocked the fuck out, man.
This is a tasty burger.
I've never seen so many dead hookers in all my life.
You are now listening to the Scrap Pile Podcast with Mr. E.
If the world hurt you, and I knew that I was God, I would take it all away from you. Take it all away from you. Na 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 na. What do you see when you see me? I see that you wanna be free, yeah. And I feel your pain. Know what you think before you tell me about to go insane. Without the music, and you can't make it through the day. Been crying a river for your love that's passed away. Nobody told us that good days was promised to us. Nobody that could tell you it's gonna be okay. Well, I hope today's the day that I can find something to say to make you all your scars, from your scars. Now I pray today's the day that I can find something to say to make you all your scars, from your scars. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. Life ain't always a party, but we gotta do it cause it's required. And it cuts like a knife, and I gotta get the beast out of my life. It sucks when the suffering's steadily buffering. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can make it if I had you there to hold my hand. And you save me, I'm down but you raise me. I think that you feel what I feel, Cali baby. But I'm just saying I hope today's the day that I can find something to say to make you all your scars, from your scars. Now I pray today's the day that I can find something to say to make you all your scars, from your scars. Tatted on you forever. I know you feel my pain, so we crazy together.
I'm a daily endeavor. Nobody paid me in clever. But the way we see slag, no, we bled for a plethora of people in many places. Healing so many faces. Dug deep in my soul. Put a lot of my pain into plenty cases, so they seeking my flows. All of them wait in a place. Cause in that moment the pain's taken away, making the day straight, having Satan delay, wait. Never wanna hate wraith in a way. I get people through, I've been told. They won't seek a new, I've been chose. I don't preach, I just dive in souls. Way down deep, I sift highs and lows. I bring peace when I spit live in shows. I see grief when I rip hide them walls. When I sing hate with inside them grows. Writing beats for them 9 explode. Wish I could take it all together forever. The pain I see in your eyes. To break it up and sever for the better, and will till I die.
I pray today's the day that I can find something to say to make out all your scars. From your scars. And I pray today's the day that I can find something to say to make out all your scars. From your scars.
Yo, if I said it, I meant it. I get all of y'all messages, man, telling me how the music helps you get through your day, through your life, through your losses. That's what it's meant for. That's what I'm meant for. I wish there was something I could say to take away all your mental scars. Cali, baby, I love you.
This is a Rocket Radio Show broadcast.
All right, what's up, everybody? This is Mr. E here on the Scrap Pile Podcast. It is August 21st, 2013, and boy, do I have a wonderful show for you tonight. It's so wonderful and amazing that it's actually spectacular. You know what I mean? Huh? No, I remember the other day I was saying something about you have to say that at the beginning of a show even though you don't know if the show's going to suck or not. I don't know. Hey, are you the type of person that laughs in the face of death? Does death approach you and then you laugh in its face? Or are you more of the type of person that just snickers behind death's back? You know, like wait till death walks past you and you're like, fucking death, I ain't scared of you. Tell you what, I'm not scared of freaking death, you know? Well, this story might change your mind. This here actually comes from the Whiteout Press. Japanese gamble Armageddon in last-ditch Fukushima effort. I hope this don't have a bunch of Japanese names in it, because anybody that's been listening, this is what, episode 8, knows that I'm not real good at pronouncing some of these names. We're going to read it anyways. I'm going to keep driving through it. If I slaughter the name, please find it in your heart to forgive me. August 20th, 2013, Fukushima, Japan. Contrary to what most people think, the 2011 nuclear catastrophe at Fukushima, Japan is not under control. In fact, the danger to mankind is quietly and rapidly rising as the Japanese desperately try to stop the massive radiation contamination still spreading around the globe. Now officials are taking one drastic step to save the Earth from catastrophe, and it's so dangerous they may wipe out half of mankind in the process. Holy shit. That's pretty scary. So, like, apparently the danger threat's got to be so high that it's worth rolling the dice and only kill half of the people on the planet. Holy shit. You guys know about this? Alright, the first casualty of the 2011 Fukushima nuclear meltdown was the truth. Most of the devastating revelations exposed over the past 2 years were first vehemently denied by Japanese, American, and corporate leaders. The truth is, within days of the 4 nuclear meltdowns, Western North America was slammed with massive doses of radiation that contaminated everything in its path as the world slowly spun and the invisible radiation cloud moved eastward. Holy crap. I don't know, man. You still laughing in the face of death? What do you think, Bobby? Fucking crazy shit. Radiation spreading. As detailed by 2 Whiteout Press articles, one in 2012 and one in 2013, the effects of the Fukushima meltdown are still being felt across the U.S. Just days after the March 2011 disaster, what does it say? I-131 radiation isotope levels in the United States were already testing 211 times higher than normal. Within 1 week of the earthquake, its resulting tsunami and subsequent meltdowns, cases of congenital hypothyroid in the 5 westernmost U.S. states spiked. Other testing showed that fish caught in the Pacific near Japan have radiation contamination at 380 times the government safety limit. God damn, 380 times? While fish caught off the California coast have radiation levels of 250 times higher. Additional tests have shown grass, hay, and milk in the United States contaminated with radiation at double the legal limit. 3 random samples of milk purchased in San Francisco proved all 3 to be contaminated with radiation. And rainwater across America is testing positive for radiation at 131 times the federal safety limit. Scientists point out the radioactive rain is coating the grass which the cows eat, transferring into America's milk supply. Hey, these are pretty big numbers, you know what I'm saying? 131 times the federal safety limit. Like, that's a lot, man. Holy crap. So the limit they think is safe. 131 times over that. I don't think I'm going to be drinking any more milk. Americans getting sick. Quietly left out of most news headlines is the fact that 70,000 U.S. military personnel and their families have been invited to join a class action lawsuit against the Fukushima utility company, TEPCO, that own the power plants and reactors that broke down after an earthquake struck Japan. The suit seeks $2 billion in damages, most especially for the thousands of U.S. first responders who were stationed in Japan and South Korea at the time. On top of that, hundreds of Alaska Airlines flight attendants have filed a complaint citing rampant and mysterious skin lesions and numerous cases of their hair falling out. That sounds nasty. There have been 280 documented cases of sickened attendants already. 2 of the more eye-opening revelations being disclosed lately include the acquisition by environmental activists that independent measurements smuggled out of Fukushima have shown radiation levels 10 times higher than the numbers being released by the U.S. and Japanese governments. Authorities are also hesitant to remind Americans that 100 million tons of radioactive debris continues to wash up on American shores. Most heartbreaking were the findings published in March 2013 by the Open Journal of Pediatrics. Test results showed a spike in hypothyroidism in newborns across the western United States. You know, it'd help if I knew how to pronounce some of these words a little bit better. But I don't. For complete details, read the Whiteout Press article, Fukushima Radiation Poisoning Infecting U.S. and U.S. Babies Suffering Radiation Poison from Fukushima. Hey, look, I'm going to read most of this article. There's a lot in it, man. It just keeps going. It keeps getting worse and worse. Japan gambles the world. For the past 2 years, they have been varying and sporadic reports, some official and some unofficial, describing how the Fukushima nuclear meltdown is anything but under control. In fact, millions of gallons of radioactive wastewater continue to spill out into the Pacific to this day. And while the reactors and their safety mechanisms continue to break down, the world comes closer and closer to global Armageddon. To stop the complete and total meltdown of Japan's nuclear reactors, authorities have proposed a dangerous plan. The biggest problem is Fukushima's reactor number 4. The reactor's cooling pool for spent nuclear rods is located on the top floor of the TEPCO building. And that building was heavily damaged by the 2011 quake. Due to its instability, authorities say they must move the 400 tons of spent fuel rods right away. 400 tons of spent fuel rods. Spent fuel rod transfers occur on a fairly regular basis, but always under the most secure and controlled setting due to the potential nuclear catastrophe that would happen if just one spent rod was mishandled. In the case of Fukushima's Reactor 4, officials will attempt to remove 1,300 spent fuel rods from a structurally unsafe building in a highly contaminated environment. It's pretty freaking scary, man. You guys know about this? I mean, I knew about Fukushima sucked and it's pretty bad, but goddamn, I didn't know it was this bad. The problem and dangers. One nuclear fallout expert, Christina Consalo, spoke to RT News to answer the outlet's questions regarding the situation in Fukushima. She detailed a list of potential problems authorities might encounter when they attempt to move the spent rods. These potentially catastrophic hurdles include, these are from RT, the racks inside the pool that contained the fuel were damaged by the explosion in the early days of the accident. Zirconium clothing which encased the rods burned when water levels dropped, but to what extent the rods have been damaged is not known, and probably won't be until removal is attempted. Saltwater cooling has caused corrosion of the pool walls and probably the fuel rods and racks. The building is sinking. The cranes that normally lift the fuel were destroyed. Computer-guided removal will not be possible. Everything will have to be done manually. TEPCO cannot attempt this process without humans, which will manage the enormous task while being bombarded with radiation during the extraction and casking. God damn. The process of removing each rod will have to be repeated over 1,300 times without incident. Moving damaged nuclear fuel under such complex conditions could result in critically if the rods come into close proximity to one another, which would then set off a chain reaction that could not be stopped. What is most likely to go wrong? When asked what the biggest potential dangers are removing the damaged spent fuel rods, Christina Consolo replied, "The most serious complication will be anything that leads to a nuclear chain reaction. And as outlined above, there are many different ways this could occur. In a fuel pool containing damaged rods and racks, it could potentially start up on its own at any time. TEPCO has been incredibly lucky that this hasn't happened so far." She also expressed concern for the human workers that will have to submerge themselves into a highly radioactive environment and then perform extremely precise movements. Not only might their senses and thinking be affected, but their protective gear will make the entire operation somewhat clumsy. "My second biggest concern would be the physical and mental fitness of the workers that will be in such close proximity to exposed fuel during this extraction process," Consolo told RT. "They will be the ones guiding the operation and will need to be in the highest state of alertness to have any chance at all of executing this plan manually and successfully. Many of their senses, most importantly eyesight, will be hindered by the apparatus that will be worn during their exposure to prevent immediate death from lifting compromised fuel rods out of the pool." God damn, so they're going to go into the pool and lift these things out. This is going to be crazy, man. Money over mankind, Fukushima versus Chernobyl. As if the situation in Japan wasn't terrifying enough, RT News and nuclear fallout expert Christina Consolo exposed a couple additional horrifying revelations regarding the Fukushima meltdown, subsequent cleanup, and the desperate plan to stop Armageddon. She begins by describing the response by TEPCO and Japanese authorities as temporary fixes. The account describes some of the measures taken as the equivalent of duct tape and band-aids. Consolo warns that cost-cutting and profits will also play an ominous part. Cost always seems to be an enormous factor in what gets implemented and what doesn't, comparing Fukushima to Chernobyl. The researcher points out that the Chernobyl meltdown involved a single reactor that had no spent fuel rods stored at that facility. Each of the Fukushima reactors is also 4 times the size of Chernobyl reactor, and whereas no spent fuel rods were stored at Chernobyl, the Fukushima plants house 6 rooftop storage pools, 2 of which are structurally damaged from the earthquake and resulting explosions, fire and saltwater corrosion. Illustrating the problem with cost-driven safety decision, the report explains that on-site cooling pools used to be only for temporary storage of spent fuel rods and as a temporary option to help in their transfer to permanent facilities, but as documented by various sources, nuclear power plants around the world now store their own spent rods using unsafe methods to avoid the costs associated with the transfer and permanent storage in a safe environment. So look, man, they're going to kill us all, man. You see, even the rest of them, the ones that's not compromised, they're not going to, the same shit's going to happen there. Like, oh, holy shit. You know, sometimes maybe we worry about a lot of the wrong things. Like while we're worrying about stuff, we have this right here, man. It's really, we can tell as many people as we want to about this, and I don't think it's going to matter much. They're going to get us all killed. And you know what? This planet kind of deserves it. Bunch of bullshit motherfuckers in charge, you know. They're going to get us all killed, and they're going to die too. And it sucks that we all got to be part of that, but the whole situation, the whole planet's out of control. What are we supposed to do about this? Good Lord. What do you think? Bobby, you got any comments? That's what I thought. Bobby is speechless. Summing up where mankind is right now in the fight to save humanity from global devastation, the report leaves readers with this final warning. We have 3 100-ton melted fuel blobs underground, but where exactly they are located, no one knows. Whatever barriers TEPCO has put in place so far have failed. Efforts to decontaminate radioactive water have failed. Robots have failed. Camera equipment and temperature gauges failed. Decontamination of surrounding cities has failed. If and when the corium reaches the Tokyo aquifer, serious and expedient decisions will have to take place about evacuating 40 million people. That's a lot of evacuees. All right, hey Bobby, can we take a break? We'll come back and light this shit up, man. We already starting out dark. I will be right back here on the Scrap Pile Podcast.
Yeah, it's that real this time around. Immortal Technique, Revolutionary Volume 2. It's on now, motherfucker. Lock and load. This is the point of no return, I can never go back. Life without parole, upstate, shackled and trapped. Living in the hole, looking at the world through a crack. But fuck that, I'd rather shoot it out and get clapped. I've gone too far, there ain't no coming back for me. Auschwitz gas chamber full of Zyklon B. Just like the Spanish exterminating Tainos, raping the black and Indian women, creating Latinos. Motherfuckers made me out of self-righteous hatred, and now you got yourself a virus, stuck in the matrix, a suicide bomber, strapped and ready to blow. Lethal injection, strapped down, ready to go. Don't you understand? They'll never let me live out in peace. Concrete jungle, guerrilla war out in the streets. Nat Turner with the sickle, pitchfork and machete. The end of the world, motherfucker, you not ready. This is the point of no return, and nobody can stop it. Malcolm Little when he knelt before Elijah Muhammad, the comet that killed the dinosaurs, changing the earth. They love to criticize, they always say I changed for the worse. Like prescription pills when you misusing them, nigga. The Templar Knights when they took Jerusalem, nigga, and figured out what was buried under Solomon's temple, Al-Aqsa. The name is not coincidental. I know too much, the government is trying to murder me. No coming back like cutting your wrists open vertically. How could the serpent be purposely put in charge of the country? Genetic engineered sickness spread amongst me. My people are so hungry that they attack without reason, like a fucking dog ripping off the hand that feeds them. Immortal Technique is treason to the Patriot Act. So come and get me, motherfucker, cause I'm not coming back. This is the point from which I can never return, and if I back down now, then forever I burn. This is the point from which I can never retreat, cause if I turn back now, there can never be peace. This is the point from which I will die, succeed, live in the struggle. I know I'm alive when I bleed. From now on, it can never be the same as before, cause the place that I'm from doesn't exist anymore. This is the point of no return, nigga, you better believe this. Mary Magdalene giving birth to the children of Jesus. The evolution of the world, bloody and dramatic. Human beings killing monkeys to conquer the planet. The kingdoms of Africa and Mesopotamia. Machine gun your body with depleted uranium. This is the age of microchips and titanium. The dark side of the moon, in contact with aliens. I started out like Australians, criminal-minded, broke into hell, tore it down and built the city behind it. Southpaw, murderous methodology, nigga. Remember that I'm just a man, don't follow me, nigga. Cause once you pass the point, you can never go home. You gotta face the possibility of dying alone. So tell me, motherfucker, how could you die for the throne when you don't even got the fucking heart to die for your own? It rains acid, one day the earth will cry from a stone, and you'll be looking at the world living inside of a dome. Computerized humanity living inside of a clone. This is the place where the unknown is living and real. Wormwood, the Planet X, and the Seventh Seal. Universal truth is not measured in mass appeal. This is the last time that I kneel and pray to the sky, cause almost everything that I was ever told was a lie. This is the point from which I can never return, and if I back down now, then
then forever I burn. This is the point from which I can never retreat, cause if I turn back now, there can never be peace. This is the point from which I will die, succeed, live in the struggle. I know I'm alive when I bleed. From now on, it can never be the same as before, cause the place that I'm from doesn't exist anymore.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here on the Scrap Pile Podcast. I am Mr. E. This is episode 8. Done 8 episodes. Hey, this last segment, no articles, man. I'm not reading shit. Before we even get into this last little segment here, I'd like to apologize to the people in Maine. Mateo, my bad, man. I should have guessed that I don't have that many listeners, and then one of them lives in Maine. But look, it's like a joke. I got a bunch of buddies that live up there, and I don't know. They've lived down here too, so they know both places. And I always like to hit them up like in the middle of the winter and stuff, and be like, "So, how's the weather?" Around Christmas time. Like when it's Christmas here, you can still go to the beach. The water will be a little bit chilly, but you can still go down there and skimboard and it's year-round surfing, but, those guys get out there with the wetsuits, but you can go down without it. Like, Christmas time, sometimes it's still 80 degrees. So that's just a little joke I have with my Mainer friends. But I would like to apologize. And, hey, did you guys hear, 35 years for PFC Manning. Bradley Manning got 35 years for all the leaks at the WikiLeaks leaks. The WikiLeaks leaks? Yeah, so he got 35 years. He's 25 now, so by the time he gets out, that'll be... carry the one. Man, he'll be like 125 years old. Because Fed time, there's no parole. But I believe he, I don't know. I wonder if he would still do it. If he's like, damn, I'm going to be in here till I'm like 70. I wonder if he'd still do it. Or 60? Fuck. I'm actually good at math. You can't tell. What else? What else is in the news that's coming from my memory? Because I'm not reading any of this, obviously. Oh, those 3 guys. You hear about those 3 guys that shot that baseball player in Oklahoma? So they did it for the fun of it. This guy, apparently, he's an Australian star, like college baseball player and going pro or something. What do they got, pro baseball in Australia? I don't know. You're out, mate. But they shot this guy. They were driving down the road, and he's out getting his jog on. And they shoot him for the hell of it. Like, they didn't even have a good reason. They just shot the guy. I bet they're pissed. I bet Australians are probably mad at all of us. Like, you stupid Americans with your guns, always shooting people. And I wouldn't be surprised to see this used against the Second Amendment. But... man, what kind of motherfucker drives down the road and just shoots a guy jogging? Like, remember on Natural Born Killers, that movie? They were driving down the road and there was like Olympic fucking bicyclist and they shot him. It's kind of like that, huh? They just shot the guy. What else we got? Oh, maybe I should bring up something. I don't know. And what do you think they're going to do to Edward Snowden for his leaks? Hey, there's a difference, though, between what Bradley Manning did and what Edward Snowden did. Bradley Manning just released a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't go... it was thousands and thousands of files. He didn't even see what it was. So he was just leaking shit. Like, hey, look at all this shit. But with Edward Snowden, it's more direct. Like he's releasing stuff. I don't know. It's a little different. You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit of difference there with the espionage laws and stuff like that. But I think they're just mad at Edward Snowden about he let the cat out of the bag with the NSA, the National Spying Association. Agency probably worked better there, but. His is a little different. than a Bradley Manning. But still, though, I don't know, man. Hey, what was the main thing that Bradley Manning released? You guys know? Like, I really can't put my finger on what it is that he released. That other than it was that. Remember that helicopter video where they gunned down the photographers and they're running the people over, a real long video? Like, I know that was part of Bradley Manning's release, but I don't know what else he actually released that anybody gave a shit about. And that could just be me not knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. It might be a lot of very important stuff, but I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can really get behind a guy that just released all the stuff. Like, it just don't sound like the thing to do. Like, I can see it releasing that video of that helicopter, maybe, hand picking a few things that, hey, this is fucked up, and actually being a whistleblower. Blowing the fucking whistle, as opposed to just being like, here's a bunch of shit, see if there's anything in there you can use. But I could be wrong, like I said. I'm not super familiar with either case. I just know Edward Snowden's in Russia. Hey, what do you think that's going to do, You think that's going to start some shit? I don't know. It really don't matter if it's Fukushima. It don't matter, man. I'm starting to wonder if any of it is going to matter. If that shit gets out if that cat gets out of the bag, it's fucking over. And look at all the other ones. Like here in Jacksonville, like we have nuclear plants there, man. Like I see them all the time. They're right there. And if you live in Jax, you know what I'm talking about. Well, I don't know. Some people don't even know what those are. Like, I got some buddies, I was looking, I was like, damn, boy, you can see the nuclear power plants just right there. It's like, I don't think that's what that is. I think that's something else. I'm like, dude, there's no mistaking a nuclear power plant. That's like driving into a town with a paper mill. Have you ever drove into that town that has some kind of a paper mill? And you can just smell it. You can smell it before you even get there. You know that smell. Some of you do. It's horrible. But would you ever be in that town and be like, I don't know what that smell is, and then someone be like, oh, it's a paper mill. I'll be like, nah, I don't think that's a paper mill making that smell. Bullshit. And it rains that fucking weird ash. I know because when I was a kid, I lived in one of those towns for a while. I actually lived in 2 paper mill towns. Paper mill towns suck. And you know what even sucks worse? It's when they shut that bitch down. And there goes their little economy's over with. All right, what else do I got to talk about? I don't know. Hey, I'm going to be spinning tonight on Rocket Radio shows. So I'm gonna help out Rocket, my good friend Rocket, while he feeds the horses and stuff, and play some stuff over there. So I do suggest you check his Spreaker channel out too, Rocket Radio Show 1. Because I'm going to break out some of the classics from, like, old Rocket. Like, he don't even know what I'm fixing to play. But I'm going to find some of the old classics that a lot of people haven't heard yet. And I'm going to get those on. And then do my thing, whatever I don't know. We're just trying some stuff, you know what I'm saying? We're rolling a dice and see what happens, Throwing it in a mailbox and see if the postman will pick it up. What else, Mr. E? Bobby, you got a story we can cover or something? We need to play another song. We're almost out of time, but damn, I hate to just leave it like this. Oh, shout out to Caleb. Real quick, I got a second here, man. I don't really have any stories. My boy Caleb listens to every show, and he's putting in work out there at the Crab Shack. So if you in the St. Augustine area, get your ass out to the Crab Shack. Hey, Joe, if you heard that, see, that's a free ad. It's located out on County Road 13. Right there by Buddy Boys. Yeah, there you go. Hey, pay me, motherfucker. Joe, I'm over here. You'll probably get that later. Y'all hear Jackie Chan, my rooster? Hey, I did a show yesterday, my episode 7. No Jackie Chan in the whole damn thing. The weirdest thing. All right, look, man, I'm not trying to bore you to death. But I'm going to go ahead and get up on out of here. And thanks for listening, as always. I don't have that many listeners, but I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Look, this show will get better if I keep doing it. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, just practicing. I'm trying to get comfortable talking on the mic, talking on the air. All that shit's kind of hard. If you've never done it, try it. And that's about it. Make sure to get, these shows will be archived at youtube.com/The Scrap Pile. Also check out my new videos, including Cops Bully Edition 3, on youtube.com/ilmyztire. Go to ilmyztire.com. Get you some free downloads, and I'm working on some new tracks as soon as I get off the air. So look out, man. These new tracks are banging. I got the beats, and they're gonna go hard. That's the end of the show. Yo, Bobby, hit that switch. This is Mr. E, and I'm out this bitch.
Beyond the neutral zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, studio audience. Thank you so much, virtual audience, for joining me today. Well, it's late August. I haven't been doing a lot of shows lately. I believe that, I was talking to Sam about this. I believe that prepping and crash knowledge, you go through the same steps that you do through the steps of death. You got your shock. I don't know what they are. Your bargaining, anger, and I think finally acceptance. For all those people out there that obsess about the collapse and the end of the world as we know it, have you noticed how it destroys your life? If you're a conspiracy theorist and you're worried about shrills or chemtrails or the Rockefellers or the New World Order or the Vatican, those pesky, Templars out there, all those pesky UFOs and aliens, all those pesky real JFK assassins, even D.B. Cooper. Man, that's a trip. That guy got the money and jumped out of the plane. Unsolved, got away. Never spent the money. Probably just did it for a thrill. But still, if you obsess about all these conspiracy things, it'll ruin your life. Let me ask you a question without a lot of bullshit. I have not been in the mood to do a show. Frankly, I just don't give a fuck anymore. I just don't. It's just too tiny of an audience. God bless you for listening, but as far as selling you on listening to my show, I don't care anymore. Don't listen. Go somewhere else. There's no payback. And the exposure's not worth it. And after I've been at it for a while, it makes no impact. The people that listen to the show are already awake, so I run out of stuff to say about it. And I don't want to obsess. If you spin a record backwards and it says Hail Satan, I don't care. Too hocus pocus for me. It just has no effect on my real world. And lots of times I started to grab the microphone and do a show, and then my words just, they fly from me. I don't have anything to say anymore. I'm repeating myself. And I think that Spreaker is as corrupt as they get. It's as corrupt as Before It's News. It's as corrupt as the Santilli crowd. All corrupted. Truth movement. The truth is that one asshole can cause the crash. Yep. One asshole. One captain of some ship somewhere. One jihadist somewhere. All we need is a tanker to be scuttled in the Strait of Hormuz. We're in big trouble. Egypt, turmoil, right? Absolute fucking turmoil over there. They got the Suez Canal. Got the Saudis and the petrodollar. The United States is being propped up by the petrodollar. We don't have any gold anymore. We don't use that. We're using oil. And so we got some deal cooked up with the Saudis. Paper money's only worth what people's confidence in it is worth. And the petrodollar is what's been floating our boat. That confidence stems from some agreements we have with some long-standing despots over there in the Middle East. And this whole cockamamie Arab Spring movement, the bad guys, if you look at the list on the Middle East, the bad guys, the ones that are being eliminated, are the ones that don't participate in petrodollars for whatever reason. Libya, Muammar Gaddafi, what was his problem? Trying to go around it. Venezuela, trying to go around it. The world's propped up by the petrodollar. And right now, there's no money left. Nobody wants to buy our shit. And so the Federal Reserve has been buying our stuff and propping up the value of our dollar, supposedly. But they're going to eventually go broke, too. There is going to be chaos. And it can start from one asshole just shooting a machine gun or something at a ship and causing an incident. Or some guys take control of one of the locks on the Suez Canal. And, you know, it's not even about us drilling our own oil and making our own oil. It's the instability and the chaos and the hunger. All of these Arab Spring instabilities all relate back to jumps in food prices. It's tortilla riots, bread riots. That's what's going to cause the chaos and the mayhem and the destruction. Hopefully they can keep some control so they can take care of these stupid-ass nuclear power plants that they're building more of. Meanwhile, why do we prioritize worrying about the crash when apparently we're being spewed with toxic radiation every day for 2 years, poisoning the entire Pacific Ocean? We're in trouble. I went down to Belize and was scuba diving down there, and the goddamn coral was covered with pollution. Just fucking plastic spoons, flip-flops, lighters, you name it, was down there. Syringes. It was just sickening. Beautiful little coral fish all swimming around a bunch of plastic bags. Just disgusting, man. Lighters just floating in the water. Hundreds of, one flip-flop up on the beach. Pollutions are getting wiped out. Pollution in the ocean is just fucked up. And the acid level's rising. Meanwhile, we got all this fucking goddamn radiation flowing into the ocean. Where is all the governments? We're in big trouble. Food prices are going up. We've had the worst droughts that no one can imagine. Crops are bad. Crops are bad in Mexico. Crops are bad in India. The United States, goddamn aquifers drying out. Places look like the surface of the moon. Beef prices are skyrocketing. Animals can't be fed. They're feeding them candy. It's cheaper than corn. And then the food stamps, keeping the low information crowd. Like I said, if I hear one more story about a bunch of group of black men beating and raping some white dude, I've heard like 2 stories since then. I guess in the news yesterday, a couple, like 4 guys. There was a white guy mixed in there, so it's probably not racial. They just shot some white Aussie dude. And then, of course, the prime minister or whatever of Australia is saying, boycott America because they need gun control over there. Fuck off, you fucking globalist. You build an underground bunker with a metal hatch. You know what they'll do? They're going to weld you in. They're not going to try to they'll just weld you inside there. If you store food, they're going to come to your house and take it. You're just fucked. It's Armageddon, man. Someone real close to me recently, I guess has had an eye awakening of change in their perception, are asking me what they should do. And, all the shows and the preparation and, just everything, food, storage, weapons, all that stuff. What does a person do? I was dumbfounded. I don't think there's anything you can do. You better believe in God. You better be able to get on your knees and believe in God. You better believe. I can guarantee you that God thinks abortion is wrong. I can guarantee you that a good God believes that murder is wrong. I can guarantee you that a good God believes that radiation leaking out of some fucking Japanese reactor all broken up because of some fucking tsunami that was probably created by the Australians detonating some kind of device underwater. Maybe it was from the chemtrails or the Illuminati or the Skull and Bones guys. It's those bonesmen. After all, Kerry's still in the game. And we've got fucking idiots. Fucking witchcraft fanatic fucking idiots want to vote Hillary Clinton into office. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, save Mary, please help us. We are on a crazy train, people, bolting downhill. Every day is a comfortable tick-tock of the clock as we move ever closer to this catastrophe of blood-curdling, zombie-like epic proportions. Nowhere to hide. Goddamn radiation's raining down all over the place, even down in South America. I guess Chile's off the list. God dang it. We're just screwed. Don't worry, the IMF and the New World Order, they got ideas. They'll come behind and fix the problem. I'm hoping that they keep control of them goddamn nuclear reactors. You can't have a Mad Max. You can't have a Book of Eli or The Road. Those are all false because nuclear power plants will poison the planet if they're left unattended. We're screwed. China's dumping the dollar, buying gold. Russia's buying gold. India's buying gold. They're dumping the dollar. Bilateral agreements between China and Germany. We're in trouble. Chinese know that they're not going to get paid back. And all that oil in the United States, when we in the United States, we got all that fracking, we got all the oil deposits more than ever for 1,000 years. That's all going to be given to the Chinese to pay them the money we owe them. We're screwed. You better believe in a God. You better be able to get down on your knees and pray and hope that you're not such a sin scumbag. At least maybe take it easy on you and give you a quick death. Hopefully you don't see your children starving. Hopefully you don't wander forever looking for them because they never made it to your house. You never saw them again. Hopefully you don't have to be a cannibal. Can you imagine? Hopefully you don't have to cannibalize. Hopefully you don't have to eat your dog. Hopefully you don't have to kill anybody so they don't kill and rape your wife and rape you and then eat you. Is that possible? You guys are crazy! Those right-wing conspiracies and this whole thing of bashing conservatives, man, I don't know. I don't know. So, I don't even know what to say anymore. And I really don't even want to entertain you guys anymore. I don't care anymore. There's no money in it. There's no profit in it. No motivation. No motivation. And I never set out to try to like help you. I guess I did in the beginning. I want to help people. Oh, I'll give you some idea. It's just too much effort. It's too much effort for you. You have to find your own way. And then I began to realize as I'm moving closer to the acceptance stage, I just don't give a damn no more. You better start having fun. You better call your family. You better enjoy your life. I probably can go ahead and smoke. If you're a drinker, probably just go ahead and drink. You want to ride your motorcycle all dangerous? Probably go ahead. Let me ask you a question. You think about this. If you managed to make it this far into my show, thank you. Thank you for listening. Why do you want to live another year? Why do you want to live another 5 years? Why do you want to live another 10 years? Would you want to live to be 120, 110, 100? Why do you want to live another year? Why? Take out a piece of paper and a pencil and write down the reasons why you want to live another year. Why do you want to live another 10 years? What's in it for you? What do you want to do? What do you want to get done? You got a bucket list? Aren't bucket lists overrated? The pop culture came out in a movie even. Got a movie about it. Got your bucket list. You're going to jump out of a plane, drive a race car, go to the bunny ranch. I don't know what's on your bucket list. Climb a mountain. So what? You get middle-aged, you've done it all? Now what? Now you just die? How about this? Why wait until you're a slobbering, demented, costly invalid, getting your ass wiped in some convalescent home? What if you're perfectly healthy, but you get thrown into a convalescent home because your kids don't give a fuck about you? They don't call you. They don't visit you. You're just a human warehouse being, a blob, a flesh. What if you're on life support, shitting in diapers? You want to live to be that old? That's what you want. So in other words, what do you want? Why do you want to live another year? Is it your kids? You got to worry about them. They're fucked. You're going to worry about your kids? You better start worrying. We're in big trouble. Another thing is, too, stop thinking you're going to change it. They call it the New World Order for a reason, man. It's new. It's the world. And that's how it is. The order. You're not going to stop it. Oh, we're going to have an enlightenment. Nah. These guys got the devil controlling that shit. The only thing that's going to save you is some kind of God. I'll give you some comfort. Because once you're awake, how are you supposed to go to a baseball game and have a good time? How are you supposed to go water skiing, go camping, whatever? If it gets fucking quiet and you have any type of self-reflection, you're going to think about it. And every time I see my kids get on a plane to fly away, it makes me sad because I worry, Either I might die on them and I don't see them again, or I just don't see them again because of the crash and they can't make it to my house. Bunch of tragedy. Bunch of fear. The terrorists are coming. And the Islamists are coming. The IMF is coming. The Rockefellers, the Jews, the Zionists. Those Zionist sons of bitches. I think the American Indian had it right. Living in teepees. Being at one with your environment. Being at one with nature. I think the American Indians had it right. We're screwed. We're just screwed. See what I mean? What do you want to know? You want to have a guest on the show? I'll get a guest. I'll get an expert with credentials to explain how we're screwed. I'll get another guest on here to implicate that we're being lied to. There's some kind of scam. It's a scandal. It's phony. It's a conspiracy. It's bad guys. It's murderers. It's torturers. It's bombers, Guys flying drones. It's the military-industrial complex. It's the petrodollar. It's fractional reserve banking. It's the bankers. It's the Jews. It's the Zionists. It's the Vatican. Maybe it's the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the Skull and Bones men. I don't know. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. You ain't going to be able to do nothing about it. You're going to just get thrown around the waves, dashed against the rocks. Right? Oh no, we're going to have a revolution. We're going to get Ron Paul in here, some other human being, to fix all the problems. That'll be an antichrist. right? The guy that steps forward that can fix all this shit, watch out. Watch how bad it's going to get. We're going to be screaming for a FEMA camp. Dear Lord, bring my family to the FEMA camp. Please, we're hungry. I hear they got movies on Saturday at the FEMA camp. Oh, they got all kinds of CDs and movies. We can watch us some movies. And listen, we want to get to the FEMA camp. They say, no problem, just turn in your gun. They're going to have to disarm you. I don't think they need to worry about disarming you. Look, this is a global conspiracy. They could be sitting over in India someplace. They don't give a fuck about the United States. They're going to grind our balls, right? Last country that got all involved with Egypt was Britain, and that's when they lost the British pound sterling. And then the Britain stumbled and has never gone off her knees since. Now we're involved with them. We're over there creating Al-Qaeda groups and destabilizing the Middle East, and when they scream we can't help it anymore, the IMF will be standing there ready to run in and get that oil. Oil. Goddamn oil. You better have a personal God. You better find one. I'm just telling you, you're not going to be able to wing it on your own. You're going to go fucking insane. Maybe you shouldn't even bother prepping. Just go have fun. You know, if you got money, maybe go cash it out and go on a cruise or something while you can. While you can still enjoy this paradigm, because it's over. It's exactly how Chief Seattle said. It's the end of living and the beginning of surviving. And like Charlize Theron's character in The Road, she didn't want to survive. She wanted to live. I kind of feel the same way these days. I want to live. I don't want to sit in some bunker surviving. Not going to happen. We're looking at chaos, people. Chaos. Hell on earth. Hell fire. Armageddon. Oh, no, it's not going to happen. That's crazy talk. Really? Really? You don't see the fucking trend? Wake up! Wake up! I gotta wake people up. You guys need to wake up. We can band together. Maybe we can change it. We can vote in. Yeah, well, the GOP. Bunch of political crap that's gonna fix these problems. No way. We're going through a paradigm shift. Especially if you're a white dude. Oh, you're in trouble, white dude. What's happening to you is you're going bye-bye. Everybody's gonna be brown. Everybody's gonna be brown eventually. It's all good. It's all good. Most of the time when you're in charge, you're kind of evil anyway. Too bad. Because brown people don't have a big success at having societies. Notice that? Every society that you check them out, is when they start importing immigrants is when they crash. It's all good. Diversity is perversity. It's all good. You can't have diversity if everybody's the same. I think separate but equal was a good idea. I think segregation was probably a good idea. Because every country that doesn't segregate according to their type wind up having civil wars. That's okay. Ignore the past. We're beyond that. That's such bigotry. Nah, not really. Immigrants are destroying our country. Sorry. They got no stake in the game. Don't give a fuck. Never bled for us. Brown people, mostly. It's cool. Mostly peasants. People that are illiterate. You know what I'm saying? No, it's cool. I got a beef against them. Thanks for fucking destroying our country. Why don't you walk around the supermarket and speak some foreign language every fucking day? Okay? It's cool. English blows because it's from white dudes. Math blows because it's from white dudes, right? Altruism blows because it's from white dudes. Responsibility blows. That's white dudes. All these adaptations to getting along in a cold environment as opposed to running around where it's hot all the time. It's cool. Viva la raza! So what, if you're Hispanic, you can have a gig called The Race? Jeez. You know what would happen if they had a white race kind of gig? NACP, colored people? What? You know, and all those white segregationist asshole KKK dudes are all, oh, white racist, it's genocide, it's gonna be helter-skelter. You know, they were actually right. White dudes, you guys are gone, man. They're wombing you to death. Let's have 8 kids. You know, my daughter's had 2 kids. I told her she's got to have 1 more because 1 kid's replacing me, 1 kid's replacing her. She needs 1 more for us to be on the plus side so that maybe blonde hair and blue eyes could go on for another generation. Maybe we need to do is water all that down. Those recessive genes of blonde hair. You know, in the 1900s, half the population of the United States had blue eyes, and now it's 1 out of 6. eventually, gone, and we'll go back to a tribal existence. You gotta love it. You better strap your fucking seatbelts on. We are heading for an apocalypse. Get down on your knees and beg for forgiveness, for the time is nigh when the 4 horsemen will ride. I'm not even religious, but I believe it. Jesus Christ, it's gotta be horrible what's coming. Catastrophe and chaos. It's all good. It's all good. I accept it now. Anyway, I was just gonna give you a little reason why you haven't heard from me so much. Not sure what I want to tell you anymore. I wish you best of luck. I'll catch you on the next episode.
Warning, the Rocket Radio Show may cause sudden urges to urinate, blindness, erectile dysfunction, or a sudden urge to jump up and down and wet your pants.